All right, guys, here we go. All right, first question. Who was the first person to serve as the Postmaster General of what is now the United States Postal Service? First person, was it Benjamin Franklin? Was it Thomas Jefferson, John Wanamaker, or Thomas Paine? The first Postmaster General of the United States Postal Service. I'm going to count in my head to 20 or 15. No, don't put the answers in the chat. Don't put the answers in the chat. Keep them on your paper. We don't want to give the answers away in the chat. Sorry, I did not clarify that. So don't put your answers in the chat. And don't read the chat now that I just said that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Funny.
Too late. That's it. We're quick with the chat.
All right. All right, here comes the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just kidding. Benjamin Franklin. All right, 2 points if you got that. Pretty much everyone got that one. No, putting it in the chat. All right, here's the next question. What service should be used when sending valuables through the mail? Should we be doing certified mail, registered mail, priority mail, or special delivery? What service do you use when sending valuables through the mail? No, putting it in the chat.
No chat, no chat.
No chat, no chat. All right, I'm going to count down from 10 in my brain. That was fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Registered mail. Literally the same question I have every time I go to the Postal Service. Which one is it? I'm going to remember it this time. All right, so write your answer, score your points. Third question. When was the popular payroll deduction option added to the combined federal campaign? Was it from the beginning, the 1960s, the 1970s, or the 1980s? When was payroll deduction added to the CFC? I had to look this one up. I'm not gonna lie. All right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? It was the 70s when all the good things happened. CFC has had payroll deduction since 1970s. All right, next question. Again, don't use the chats. Over the past 60 years, how much has been raised through the CFC? If you've been to any of our trainings or been on our website or heard a presentation, you probably have heard this one. Was it 500 million, a billion, 5.3 billion, or 8.5 billion? I just like to say billion. All right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? $8.5 billion. No using the chat. All right, last one for this round. I think this one's very difficult. All right, what is the translation of the title of the song, Auld Lang Syne? Auld Lang Syne, I can't even say it. So is it Times Gone By, In Good Health, Best of Luck, or Wishing You Well? Auld Lang Syne, the song that people sing at New Year's that most people just mumble because none of us do know the words. If you do know the words, then you should get a bonus point. But Auld Lang Syne, what does that mean? Auld Lang Syne. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's gone by. All right, that's our 5 first charity questions. Write your points down, 2 points per question, and then we're going to do the bonus round after this. First, we're going to go to our first charity speaker, who is Courtney Nearin. Courtney is with the Children of Fallen Patriots Foundation. Courtney, do you want me to do your video first, or do you want to speak and then do the video?
No, go ahead and do the video first. That works.
Awesome. Okay.
I'm the daughter of Staff Sergeant Jerome Lemon.
Son of Senior Chief Daniel Richard Healy.
Daughter of Dennis Mert.
My dad was Mike McMahon.
Lieutenant Pete Ober.
Major Andrew Scott Burris.
Henrietta Rosario.
The military was my dad's life.
He was just a loving father.
He joined the military for his family.
To make a better life for his children.
My father died in Iraq. The plane didn't make it.
I was 15 and a half when I lost my dad. I was about a year away from retirement when he died. My dad died.
You think it'll never happen to you.
It felt like a dream. I felt like I was just gonna wake up and he was gonna be home.
Now all of a sudden, you know, you're doing everything by yourself and it's overwhelming.
You feel so isolated. You feel like you're the only one on the planet going through that grief.
The mission of Children Fallen Patriots is to provide college scholarships to military children who've lost a parent in the line of duty.
Death is just the beginning. Going on is difficult, and how do we all get involved and help them through that?
Once Children of Fallen Patriots called, it really turned my life completely around.
There's no words to describe what they've done for me.
It was like having another family behind me.
We were reassured that we were still cared about, that Andy's life mattered.
It gives a way for the average American who doesn't wear a uniform to serve the nation.
We have the ability to make a difference in people's lives whose families have made sacrifices for us.
Hi, I'm Courtney Nyron with Children of Fallen Patriots Foundation, and there is our CFC number. I first want to say thank you so much for having me speak today. CFC means a lot to our organization. Every dollar counts that we receive, and the individual donors who give through CFC, you have thousands and thousands of charities to choose from, and I understand some speak to you more than others. So, you know, just the fact that you take time out to hear these charities and that the vendors give us this platform to talk to you, we really appreciate it. So thank you for that first. So I'm with Children of Fallen Patriots Foundation. And as the video said, we are an organization that helps children who've lost a parent in the military continue their education. We make sure that they graduate their undergrad at zero cost to them. No loans taken out, nothing. So we pick up where government leaves off. It's a very, it's quite a myth that people think the government covers all of their education, when in fact it does not. There's lots of different reasons as to why, and depending on what type of benefit they're using, it may just be a living expense. If they go out of state, there's extra money that is needed. So we want to fill in those gaps, and that's exactly what we do. Here on this slide, you can see we've been around now for 20 years, really amazing. And these stats are as of the end of September, our third quarter. We are currently working on our fourth quarter numbers. So, but we have provided over 2,000 students scholarships, whether it is tuition, whether it was just getting them started in school with application fees and deposits, and then also living expenses each semester. You can see we've had just over 1,300 college graduates. Every single one that we've helped has graduated debt-free. And our biggest number, the 95% revenue to program spend, that's really important. And the reason that we are able to say that is because our board is generous enough to cover our administrative expenses, nearly all of our administrative expenses. So that is able to help us provide almost 95% of our revenue to go straight to the programs, which is extremely important. My daughter is a past recipient of Children of Fallen Patriots. Her father passed away in Iraq in 2004, and she started in 2014 with her undergrad and graduated debt-free. She was able to go on to her master's and use one of her benefits that she didn't have to use during her undergrad, she was able to use that for her graduate program. So that's another reason that we're helping out, is so that we make sure these students are using the proper type of funds for when they're in school and which part of their timeline they're in. We not only provide the scholarships, we're also working on internships with several of our board companies and some of our biggest sponsors. And then after that, we are working with these sponsors to provide them careers afterwards. So we have several of our students right now career placed with several of our top donors, which is amazing to see them, you know, start from graduating high school to now they're in their career, and we've been alongside of them for that journey. So we look forward to another 20 years being able to help new students as they come along. It's unfortunate that we keep growing, but at the same time, it's fortunate that we our revenue continues to grow so that we are able to support the children who've lost a parent. It's extremely important to us, and it's very humbling work to me. So I thank you all for giving me the time to speak with you, and Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you so much, Courtney. The video is just it's so incredibly inspiring and humbling, and we appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. I did put, again, we put the agency's name, their CFC number, as well as their website in the chat. I highly recommend checking out Courtney's agency's website. They've got some more inspiring videos that are just really capture just the essence of what those donations do. So thank you for that. Next, I'm so excited to introduce my good friend, Brenda Shaw. Brenda and I actually worked together at Low Country Food Bank in the Charleston region for a while back. Food banking is some of the hardest work I have ever done. It's incredible work. And Brenda's going to talk to you guys about the partnership that the food banks have really with the local community, but also how you guys as postal carriers and postal workers figure into that as well. So Brenda.
Thank you, Jamie, and Happy New Year, everyone. I want to thank everyone for what you do on behalf of the United States and our citizens. So thank you very much. Our CFC number is up there for you, 33409. Next slide, please. Just want to talk a little bit about Low Country Food Bank and how we fit into the Feeding America network. So the mission of the Low Country Food Bank is to lead the fight against hunger throughout the 10 coastal counties of South Carolina. So that's basically from the North Carolina border to the Georgia border. We are a member of the Feeding America network, and that is the largest hunger relief organization in the United States. The vision is an America without hunger. All Feeding America network food banks join forces with other partner agencies, schools, local on-site feeding programs to provide nutritious food to our neighbors facing food insecurity. There are 200 Feeding America affiliated food banks in the United States and Puerto Rico. This ensures that every county in the United States and Puerto Rico are covered and served by a Feeding America network food bank. That being said, not all food banks operate in the same manner. We want to advance change in America by ensuring equitable access to nutritious foods for all, but we also want to make sure that it is appropriate for every region of the country. Next slide. So what do we say? What is food insecurity? Food insecurity is the lack of access to enough food by everyone in a family to lead healthy and active lives. So in the United States, there are more than 34 million Americans, including 9 million children that are considered food insecure. Every county in the United States has at least one home to families who face hunger. Rural communities are especially hard hit. Many working families do not qualify for federal nutrition assistance programs, and they visit food banks to help extend their paycheck and provide extra support. Next slide. So just a quick snapshot about South Carolina. In South Carolina, there are over 515,000 South Carolinians who are considered food insecure. That's 10% of all of South Carolina. South Carolina, unfortunately, is a top 10 state for food insecurity, with seniors age 50 to 59 ranked at or 11.7%, and over 8% for those who are 60 and over. So in the 10 coastal counties, we have about 45,540 children in just the 10 coastal counties of South Carolina that are considered food insecure. Next slide. So how do food banks strategically increase impact in the fight against hunger? Again, I said we all do things a little differently, but we all do certain things the same. Number one, providing food. We want to provide equitable access to nutritious food through a network of partner agencies. At the Low Country Food Bank, we have about 250 partner agencies in our 10 counties. Advocate. In partnership with Feeding America, we advocate at the local, state, and federal level on social and policy issues surrounding food insecurity. One thing in particular, we were quite happy with the omnibus bill that was passed 2 weeks ago that provides for summer EBT cards for children. Empower. How do we empower our clients and partners to holistically address hunger and food insecurity? We do this through nutrition. We provide direct-to-client distributions where people can choose the foods that they want for their families, and we really want them to be able to select those foods to preserve their dignity. Next slide. So how we work. This is kind of a general slide about Low Country Food Bank, but we all kind of work in the similar fashion where food banks really are a distribution center. So we collect food donations. They come into the food banks where food is sorted, it is inventoried, and then we try to get it out as quickly as possible, especially our non-shelf stable items like produce and baked goods that we are able to get through our retail partners. But we get those out through a network of partner agencies, and those are food pantries that you'll see in places of worship, in community centers, in schools. We have a variety of programs. And again, not all food banks operate programs, but we have Backpack Buddies, Kids Cafe, veterans programs. And that's how we really get food out to those people in our communities who need it most. Next slide. So this is just an impact report. Not final numbers, I will have to say. We're still looking at our end of year numbers. But what are we looking at for 2022 and what we did? So we're looking at 38.7 million pounds of food that were distributed through our 10 coastal counties. That equates to about 31.6 million meals. Our goal at Low Country Food Bank every year is that 30% of our food that is distributed be fresh produce. I'm happy to say we blew that out of the water this year. That 42% of the total poundage that we distributed was fresh produce. We served 162,000 food insecure children, families, and seniors, and we distributed 15.3 million pounds of food. We saved 15 million pounds of food from going into the landfill. As Courtney talked, 96% of every dollar that is donated to Low Country Food Bank is spent on direct services and programs. And again, that's very important for us to be able to say that. We want you to know that we are stewards of your donations, and we take that very seriously. And we want to use your very, very generous gifts in the best way possible. Next slide. So what is the impact of CFC? So since 2017, Low Country Food Bank has received nearly $207,000. That helps create over 1.2 million meals just for coastal South Carolina. So that is an amazing number. And then Stamp Out Hunger, which is the postal carrier's big food drive. It is the largest nationwide food drive in the country. It is the largest single day food drive for us personally at Low Country Food Bank. I can tell you that all food banks that participate appreciate this. It is just a huge boom for us to be able to partner with the postal carriers to receive this huge amount of food in one day. The letter carriers make it convenient for everyone in every community to participate. It's great. We know it's a lot of hard work, but it's also wonderful for us to be able to engage the community at the postal offices when the food comes back in. We have hundreds of volunteers that come in, and when the trucks come in, the volunteers get to work, and it's just amazing. So since 2016, we have received over 641,500 pounds of food, of shelf-stable food, through this one food drive. It really is a huge impact for us. During COVID, we didn't have Stamp Out Hunger in 2020 and 2021. So this past year was, we were taking baby steps to get things back off the ground again, but we are really looking forward to great growth again in 2023. Next slide. So these are some of the programs that meet our neighbors' needs. And again, not all food banks operate these, but these are just some that Low Country Food Bank operates. Kids Cafe and Backpack Buddies. A lot of people have heard of those, but we have some significant school market and pantries right in schools. We do summer meals. We have senior programs, veteran programs. We do nutrition education, food for health. We're working with rural health clinics. And one thing we are doing is using GIS technology to really look at how we equitably distribute food through our 10 counties. Next slide. So how can you help? Volunteer, you already do that. So thank you for the time. You can make a monetary donation. I'll put our number back out there, number 33409, and help us raise awareness of hunger and food insecurity issues. You don't know who is facing food insecurity. The face of hunger has no face. It could be all of us. Think outside the kitchen, donate diapers and baby formula. You can host a virtual fund drive or food drive, but we just hope that you can make a commitment to really address hunger and food insecurity in your community. Thank you. You're muted, Jamie.
You're on mute, Jamie.
You missed it. I said the most prolific thing of my life, and I have to get it back. No, just kidding. No, I have volunteered at 2 of those Stamp Out Hunger food drives. They are incredible what the letter carriers do. It is usually the hottest day of the spring when it happens, and it's an incredible feat. So thank you guys so much. It's having been on the food bank side of things. There are 200 food banks that work with Feed America. So this is happening in every community that you guys are a part of. So thank you very much. Thank you to both of our charities. It's just incredible. And I'm always just shocked to see how far the dollars are stretched to meet so many needs in the community. And those needs, they grow. But what you guys are able to do with those donations, it's inspiring. One of the reasons we hear sometimes people don't want to give, some of our colleagues are not, don't want to be part of the CFC. They don't think that their dollars are going to make a difference, a small donation. And the truth is there is no small donation. You just heard that from participating charities. Your contributions are extremely important to all of them. So each dollar adds up to make that collective impact. And last year, the federal community donated over $78 million. It's an enormous amount of collective impact. So we are going to close out with some trivia with the bonus question. And then I'm going to do, and then we'll go into our Finish Strong kind of series that we'll go over with you. This last question is worth 10 points. So if you're perfect in round 1 and you get this one, you'll be looking at 20 points. Please do not share your answer in the chat. Write it down. And then we will, we're going to ask after the question who has, 20 points, 19 points, and we're going to identify our winners. So good luck, everyone. Here we go. Final trivia question. What does ZIP in zip code stand for? It's 3 words. 3 words, ZIP. I had no idea it was an acronym, but it is. I'm going to give you 20 seconds because I need you to write it down. You don't have to prove it, but we're just asking for everyone on the honor system. Here we go. What does ZIP in zip code stand for? 10 seconds. All right, 5 seconds. No one shared in the chats. All right, you ready for it? Here it goes. ZIP stands for Zone Improvement Plan. Who knew? Maybe somebody did. I actually want to know if anyone knew. All right, so add up your points. And if you want to drop your name in the chat, I'm going to ask who has 20 points, who had a perfect score. Go ahead and put your name in the chat if you had a perfect score. Ooh, okay. Anybody have 18 points? It should be by twos, right? Yes. 18 points, anybody? Anybody got 16 points? All right, Nicole Getz had 16 points. Good job.
16, good job.
That's good, that's good. Anybody else have 16? Oh, Sabrina Early, we had 18. So I've got an 18 and a 16. I'm looking for the top two. Anybody beat 18 or 16 or match it? Dave with the match. Jackie, are you writing this down?
I'm writing it down too.
Yes. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is Jackie's gonna put my email address in the chat, and I want Dave, Sabrina, and Nicole to email me, and I will email you your prizes. We're gonna just go with a gift. We're gonna do virtual. Donna Jones, you got one? Did you have a 18 or a 16?
Me.
Okay. Go ahead and email me, guys. We'll get you those prizes. Congratulations, Dave. Congratulations, Sabrina. And congratulations, Nicole. That was awesome. Did anyone get that final? Obviously, you guys got the final one.
Mm-hmm.
That was tough. Okay. All right, we're going to finish up. Here we go. So congratulations to our winners. Let's talk about finishing strong. All right, little graphic for you. Help us close out the campaign. So we're down to the final 11 days of the campaign. And with that comes the big push, and we have you covered with that. We've got a lot of really cool marketing things put together for you. So all you got to do is hit our websites, check out your newsletters. I know that Miriam's sending you all this stuff. As we close out, CFC, we are very obsessed with things in fives. So we've got the final 5 days of the campaign all mapped out for you. We've got 5 things to close out this year. And then we have new this year, the High Five Challenge. Make sure I get my 5 in there. This is something fun to help you guys finish strong. It's called the High Five Challenge. Federal employees and retirees are invited to offer a high five to their colleagues and friends and challenge them. So challenge them to donate $5 per pay period, increase their pledge by 5%, pledge 5 hours, whatever that might be. So whatever you want to do as your challenge, we're asking you guys to high five your colleagues. You could elbow them, I suppose, or bump. But you can do it as an activity, an event. You could do it solo. You could take photos of it. I'm going to share some photos that were done, actually. Shout out to the Sacramento Postal Service, USPS Processing and Distribution Center for a great high five challenge. These are some great photos from their event, riding the bike around the distribution center and doing high five challenges across the board. They had a lot of fun with this and saw a nice little bump in their donations. So we have you covered. We have this in our newsletter. I'm going to share the link on that. So you'll have that. Jackie has shared the high five challenge in the chat. And so that's where we start. So then we also have a really great toolkit for you. This is closing out. It's part of the campaign worker toolkit. This slide represents that toolkit. It's got some ideas, some emails. So you've got the final 5 email, the final 5 change makers, 5 charities, 5 hours, 5 reasons, $5, 555. We've got some social media posts if you're inclined. We've got some other ways to promote this. So I'm actually going to walk you into the toolkit. Let me see if I had that ready to go. I should have. Give me 1 second. I thought I had it. We're going to try to keep everyone from having to look at my mess. Here we go. So this is the toolkit. And if you see here, you got the thank you, the finish strong. If we go to the finish strong, during the final week, these are all the different emails. And you can just click on these. We will, actually, Miriam, I'm going to have you send out the toolkit again to everyone when we're done, so they have access to this. This has the, like I said, there are emails to use each day of the week. You got an email from your leadership as well as some social media contact. All you do is just click on any of these and here's the email for you. Final 5 push, all your emails are done for you for those last 5 days. Totally easy to pull off. We've done all the thinking, or we've done all the creation. You should not have to recreate anything to get that out. So we'll share that with you. Certainly there are lots of different ways to go about this. So grab some of the stuff that we put together. The last one's gonna be the Finish 5 challenge. So these go along with it as well. This is on our website. So any of our CFC websites that you go to, let me see if I can get you there. I'm gonna go to the Carolinas, it's right there for me. And then we just go through our banners here. You have the High Five Challenge. You can click on that to learn more. And then just finishing strong. I don't have it on here. It's in our newsletter. Just kidding. It was in the newsletter. So you'll have access to that. This has all of our statements, different stories and links to watch videos. We will send you guys out the newsletter again today as well, along with the giving, the campaign worker toolkit. So you have access to all the ways to close it out. Our recommendation, communicate with your folks. You know, if you got 5, make that last 2 weeks your final stand. You could start the High Five Challenge if you have not started that. You could start sending out emails ahead of time to close it out. You don't have to do one on the last 5 days. You could skip a day, space them out and get some communication out and get some inspiration out. We've also recorded this meeting if you want to grab that. Our websites are full of great videos. I know this can be an access issue for you guys. I totally get that. If you have the opportunity to put things on a computer, things like that, we've got great virtual charity fairs. You can pull charity videos from here or pull some success stories, copy them, put them into an email, or read them out during your morning meetings. Great opportunity to read those charity success stories. So like I said, things are in 5. So we've got a lot of great resources for you. We'll be emailing that stuff out to you guys shortly. And I want to just kind of close out. So if you have your phones on you, you can scan the QR code. It's going to take you directly to the giving site. So you can, you guys, twofold. Of course, we would love for you to give, but your job is also to inspire others. So I want to close out with some thank yous and kind of wrap this up. Thank you, Miriam, for the incredible job you are doing coordinating the postal campaign this year. You have done so much to move this campaign forward. We are so appreciative. It's been a pleasure to work with you. And I know that, all across the CFC, not just, a couple of zones or tribal tech and global impact, the entire CFC is benefiting from your leadership across the board. The whole campaign really appreciates everything you're doing. Thank you, Courtney and Brenda, for your incredible work and your presentations. Very inspiring. Really appreciate you guys showing us the why and what. And to our amazing campaign managers. So all of us have causes that we support. Maybe you're an animal lover, you support the environment, food insecurity, veterans initiatives, medical research. I invite you to take a few minutes and think about the causes that are close to your hearts. Once you've identified your cause, you can think about supporting charities and participate in the campaign. It's an easy message to share with folks as well. So, part of your job as a campaign manager is to give your colleagues the tools to inspire them to want to be part of the CFC. We've given you some of those tools. We've shared with you some whys and some closing remarks. Use these closing weeks to make that last case with folks. Talk about the charities, the impact, how leveraging those dollars, that no gift is too small. All those things make a difference. So we can't thank you enough for your time and your efforts. I've been on a bunch of these meetings. You guys have been awesome. It's been so fun to work with everyone this year. Again, Miriam, thank you. I'm going to turn it back to you to close us out, but thanks everyone for having us today and letting us do this.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jamie and your team. I mean, this was a great idea. And I know I had a lot of fun, so I'm sure that everyone else did. I wanted to also thank Brenda and Courtney for sharing what you guys' charity does. It's super important to be able to give back to your community and even to the veterans, which is a cause that I support as well. That video, thank God my camera was off because you don't want to see the ugly crying face. But it's good for people to see where our donations go, because that is, questions a lot. They feel maybe if I donate, I don't really see anything. So this is really why it's important to have charity speak during our events. And we're having a headquarters event next week on Wednesday, and we're having 3 charities speak as well. So like I said in the beginning, I appreciate everyone that's on this call, taking your time to join, taking your time to set this up. Like, again, Jamie, you're truly awesome. So I appreciate it. I just have great support system this season. Nick is on the call. I'm always constantly sending him emails and questions, and he's been having my back throughout this whole campaign. So I just wanted to thank him. But I want to thank everyone for doing, the best that we can with some of the limited time that we have, because we all have other jobs to do besides CFC. And you guys are just rocking it, sending emails, and our donations are going up. But like I said, my main goal is to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to donate if they choose to do so. So we just want to get the information out there, let everyone know that, hey, it didn't close yet. We still have a couple of days left. So the post office has a strong tradition of finishing strong, right? We are able to inspire others. So let's just continue to do that. Like I said, again, I appreciate everyone for joining. I'm going to send out, like Jamie mentioned, I'm going to send out the newsletter, and I'm going to send out the toolkit again. And I'm going to send out our donation numbers as much as you guys want them. And just let's continue to make this couple of days, would you say 11 days left, the best 11 days of the campaign. So thank you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. This new year is going to be 10 times better than last new year. And that's because of all of you guys. So thanks so much. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.